Hello everybody and welcome to Divinity Original Sin with me, Baergo. I hope you're doing well, and feeling fresh. My god, YouTube, it has been a damn long time and I do appreciate every single one of you that have stuck with me during my little burnout period. I've been cheating on you all with Twitch.tv, ha ha ha! But you know what, guys, I felt like this game would be freaking amazing for YouTube, and so we're gonna dive right on into it. We are playing Divinity Original Sin. It is a turn-based fantasy RPG, and my god, is it fantastic. I played a little bit live the other night on stream, but once again, I felt it was optimal for YouTubing, so I figured I would bring you a fantastical series exclusive to YouTube. We're gonna go ahead and start a new game, guys. Let's dive right in. Here we go. We're gonna be playing single player. Simple enough. It's a very simple game. Well, not really. It has elements of depth and RPG-esqueness, and while the game loads up our character here, I'll give you a basic summary of what's going on here before we dive right into the cutscene and the character creation. Essentially what it is there's been a murder, and we are mystical and heroic adventurers sent to investigate said murder of Counselor Jake. And we are known as Source Hunters. Source, ironically enough, rhymes with the Force, which happens to be the source of all magical and mystical energies throughout the world and the universe and all beyond. It's quite interesting. It's kind of a throwback to pen and paper RPGs translated into a video game, and quite nicely, I might add. Various classes, and we get to control 2 characters as far as I know. I think there are more later on that act as henchmen and basically give us bonuses to the party element. Got the character creation all loaded up here. So this is gonna be our team. We're gonna first off start off here with our player 1 and player 2. Default names Roderick and Ulysses. Or Roderick and Scarlet, my god. We're going to name our male character Ulysses. That's an alias I've been really going to a lot. And we're going to name our secondary character Maven. I think that'll be good. So we're going to... I'm going to stick with a build that I did, because it seemed to work quite well on the Twitch stream. But we're gonna avoid delving into Twitch, period. We're going to dive right in here. Most of this content on this video is going to be character creation, so if you want to jump straight into the gameplay, I'll leave an annotation right around here, right where this accept button is on the game, and you can hop right to the first part of the gameplay, and we will leave it at that. But for now, guys, we're going to get into character creation. We're going to make Ulysses a knight of the finest order. Specialized in war tactics, knights are trained not only to fight, but to rally troops, so that sounds pretty darn good to me. So let's go ahead and customize this looks of it. These avatars are absolutely out of control, and they make me laugh a whole freaking lot. We're gonna make him kind of he's gonna be a middle-aged knight. He's gonna be kind of a veteran of the Order of the Source Hunters. So we're gonna give him some facial hair. He's gonna be looking hot. He's gonna be looking heavy. Look at that beard. Oh my god, it's epic. Look at that thing. Beauty! Beauty! Alright. We're gonna give him a decent head of hair. There's some pretty extravagant hair choices in this game, and I quite like a lot of them. We've got anything ranging from the classic barbarian to the friendly friar to the windswept adventurer. My god, they all look good. I think I'm actually gonna go with this kind of samurai-esque look to match with the beard. I'm kind of digging that one quite a bit. We can customize his underwear if we need to be. I mean, I'm digging the sexy boxers, the silk boxers. I mean, that's got to feel good under all that plate armor, right? I think so. Hair color, we'll go with a nice, as the game calls it, sun-kissed brown. Oh, giving me chills, man. We gotta match the portrait though, and maybe there's only a limited number. I haven't delved that far into the character creator, but I'm pretty sure it's kind of limited in terms of portrait choices, so we'll go and go with that. That looks good enough. He's got his hair up. This is a bad hair day. This is like when you go and get your driver's license picture taken, not looking so hot. Okay. We'll go with a knight persona. That works for me.
A forge.
I don't like that voice.
Now. That's a trap.
I like the warrior voice, though. We'll go with that. We'll keep the golden touch skin color. I think that suits him well. Suits the hair color well. Suits the persona well. I think we can work with that. The nice thing about Divinity Original Sin is that you can completely customize your characters, no matter what class they fall under. But I'm gonna keep the default attributes for right now because if we mess with the attributes at all, it'll kind of mess with our optimized skills, right? So each class has their own optimized abilities, points, etc., etc. We've got a two-handed weapon, so obviously we want to kind of specialize in our two-handedness, right? We get bonus damage, we get we don't have a penalty, etc., etc. For defense, armor specialist, that removes our movement penalty when we have heavy armor on, etc., etc. And bodybuilding is basically our fortitude save throw, removes against statuses. So I'm digging all these choices so far. As we progress and as we level up, we can add to it. Man-at-Arms basically gives us all of our awesome abilities. They synergize quite well. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Encourage, though. It's a good skill, but I'm not really digging it. It boosts our strength, dexterity, and intelligence temporarily. Not quite that good when you look into it. Melee power stance is usually what I go for. A little bit extra damage, we can really do some major damage on that first attack in a combat round. So we'll stick with that. Leadership, always good. Boosts initiative and our damage, which essentially allows us to take the first strike, to take the first blow in combat. I'm digging that quite a bit. Our talents, Opportunist gives you the ability to perform attacks of opportunity. That is amazing. When an enemy moves out or into your threatened zone, which is essentially your weapon reach, which for a melee character I believe is 3 meters, so essentially one little grid square. Think of it as a board game. Whenever someone enters that threatened area, we get a free attack at these guys. So whenever an orc rushes us or something of that nature, we get a free shot at them. So we'll go ahead and take our blows. What a Rush increases your recovery and maximum action points by 2 when your health is below 30%. So basically, when we're getting our butt kicked and butt peeled, we're in trouble, we get bonuses. So we want to take a little bit of damage. That basically is going to buff us. It's kind of our last resort, our last chance to do some major damage and maybe make some life-saving maneuvers. So I'm liking this. We'll stick with the default. The only thing I'm really going to change is taking melee power stance over Encourage with the Knight. I feel that's a little bit more of a synergy based on our build. So we're going to go with that. Ulysses, character complete, epic. Epic, epic. And read a little description here. If you want to pause the video and read this as I scroll down, I'm going to scroll down kind of slowly. If you guys are interested in the character lore, that is fine. I'm not going to read it out loud. I'll scroll through it slowly so you guys can pause the video and read it if you do wish. Pretty awesome. It's pretty good stuff. I like it a lot. Just adds a little bit of flavor to your character. Alright, so that's Ulysses. Now let's customize old Maven here. Wizard is a bit more complex. There are several schools of magic that you can delve into, and every school has their own differing spells. For right now, let's go ahead and delve. We're going to go completely backwards to what we did. We're going to customize our abilities, talents, and attributes first, and then we'll dive into the appearance. So, our abilities, so far we have willpower, effects saving throws against magical and mental spells. I'm kind of iffy on this one because obviously it's good for mages, but at the same time, you don't encounter many magic users at the start of the game, from what I've experienced so far. Maybe it differs from playthrough to playthrough, I'm not entirely sure. We're going to find out. We've got a point in Geomancer and Pyrokinetic. I'm actually going to take Geomancer out, because a point in Witchcraft allows us to take spells that synergize just a little bit better with our Knight Companion. Charisma, she's going to be our talker. She's going to be our reasoner. She's going to barter with the shopkeepers, with other people, because depending on who you have selected at the time, when you talk to the merchant or the vendor, you have different luck rolls, essentially, with how you interact with them, whether you're trying to get them to lower prices or give you some information. Loremaster identifies enemies and allows you to identify items. The more invested it is, the more you can identify and the faster it goes. So essentially, if we see an enemy we haven't seen before, we can learn a little bit about them. We can learn their type of attacks, their skills, some of the just different attributes that each enemy has if we take Loremaster. We're more knowledgeable about the world and the world that surrounds us and the enemies that we're about to face. Excuse me. So since we don't have a Geomancy, we basically don't have access to these spells. So let's go and remove them. Flare I really like. It has a chance to do AoE. It can burn targets that are already warm. So if you say you flare a target, you get a warm effect on them. That doesn't do any damage, but it makes them vulnerable to burning. So if you flare the next turn, you can actually set them on fire, and then they take damage per turn. But since we took a point in Witchcraft, we're actually going to take Oath of Desecration. So what that does is bestows a magical boost upon an ally. And damage of the target increases by 50%. So we're definitely going to take that. That's so freaking good. It synergizes epically with the Battering Ram ability of the Knight that we took previously. Another skill we're going to take is, I'm not entirely sure, I think we're going to take Bloodletting. Essentially what that does, it does 5 to 6 slashing damage. What slashing damage means is that there are different targets in the world, and they're all vulnerable to differing damage types. So say you're facing a skeleton. Obviously, a slashing attack isn't going to do much to a skeleton. It'll probably take a little bit of a damage reduction. Whereas, say we're going up maybe potentially against a plant creature, or some kind of vine of some type, or an organic like a human or an orc, and we do slashing damage, we can make that target bleed, and it will take bleeding damage. So I think I'm going to take Bloodletting. It's a little bit more of a cost per turn, but it's another ranged attack that we can make good use of. For attributes, we've got Intelligence, which affects our Elemental and Witchcraft spells, so we're definitely going to keep that high. Constitution is useful for wizards because typically they have very low health. You want your wizard to be able to survive a little bit. Speed allows you to fall back and get more spells off quickly, and Perception allows us to do critical hits, lets us use action points, which are what allows you to take turns. Accuracy when shooting over long distances, obviously that's going to be useful because we have several ranged attacks. So let's go and accept that, and then we will hop back into the appearance. Actually, I forgot one thing. My bad, friends. We've got our 2 talents here. Fart Man increases the range of spells and scrolls by 2 meters. So that's pretty damn good. I'll keep that. That allows us to cast our spells from a little bit further away. Always freaking useful. And Know-It-All, which increases everyone's attitude towards you by 20, but gives you 1 extra point of intelligence. So people aren't too thrilled with us, but our our personality trait of charisma basically cancels that out. So essentially we get 1 extra intelligence point for free. We just have to spend a talent on it. So we'll keep that. Just gives ourselves a little bit more character in RPG sake. Alright, so let's go and customize. We'll go and do let's actually, is there a wizard personality? No. We'll just go random then. We'll have a little bit of fun. We'll keep her with the wizard voice, sure. Let's have a little diversity in our crew. What do we want to go with here? Fair Rose? Pure Ivory? Oh my god, she's so white. We'll go with Satin Sand. We'll give her a nice bronzed look about her. Alright. So let's mess with her face. Can we zoom in at all? No. Okay, fair enough. Let's give her some head decor. We'll make her look like an ancient princess. She's the princess wizard. She's the princerd. Let's change our hairstyle up a little bit. Let's actually give her dreads. That actually looks kind of badass. We'll stick with that. Windswept warrior look, always a classic. Princess Leia hair, okay. Pigtails, not a big fan. I don't mind that hair actually. There's really nice skins. I really dig this quite a bit. I dig it quite a bit. We'll go with the dreadlocks. Let's go with that, and then we'll give her some like darker hair. It'll still be colored, but it'll be like a bit strange. We'll go with like this brown sable. Nah, I don't like that so much. Let's go with the Raven's Wing. It's kind of a bluish hair. I dig that quite a bit. We don't need to worry about the underwear. We're not perverts, right, guys? We'll go with that. Well, I don't know. I think that one fits her a little bit better. Okay. Alright, so we've got our party created. We've got Ulysses the Knight, Maven the Wizard Lady. we're looking pretty freaking good. This looks like a nice team to start with. So that's our character creation, guys. I'm going to leave you guys with the introducing cutscene, and thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video when we get our adventure started. Thanks so much again, guys. We'll see you next time!
In the days of old, the sorcerers of Rivellon cured the sick and healed the wounded through a great power called Source. But a terrible darkness invaded the land, and Source was forever tainted. The sorcerers who once healed now only destroy, and madness has overtaken them. A few brave Source hunters are all that stand between Rivellon and the dark power that threatens to destroy it. Wherever Source appears, hunters follow.
Rise and shine, Master Source Hunters. The captain wants you up on deck. Hear them calls? Means we're close to shore. I don't ever you go in there, Master Source Hunters. City's full of undead, hungry and out for blood. But you're supposed to investigate that murder, ain't you? They say it's Source that did the Counselor in. Source in a city like Sicil, nowhere safe anymore. Here they are, Captain Sir.
God's blessings on you, hunters. You'll be happy to hear we've reached Sicil. But there's trouble offshore, so we'll have to sail in carefully. Here, have a look. Those are orc ships, and they're blocking our passage. We'll get you as close to the city as we can, and drop you off on the beach. Be wary now. Orcs are on the attack. Undead have closed every route out, and there's a sorcerer on the loose. If we're to get justice for the Counselor, you'll have to keep your wits about you. May the luck of the gods be with you both, Source Hunters.